I never quite realized how beautiful this world is.
The commander's put me in charge of your maintenance, ma'am. That means I'll be performing regular checks on you from now on.
If anyone is listening to this, there's something I need you to do. If you ever meet up with your high unit 9S, I want him.
What? Wait a second. I totally forgot about this. That's A2. That's A2 in Pascal. That didn't happen. Not yet.
Perhaps we're not so different after all. Pod 153, I order you to halt all logical thought and speech.
They're not A2. I can handle this.
Androids were designed
Think
to
so?
protect their human masters.
Even if it's pointless, you still have to do it.
You two are the last remaining members of your hub.
That's not the operator. It's...
Huh? I shouldn't have watched this. I shouldn't have watched this at all. Holy shit. Oh god. What? Okay, this was a mistake. No, cause look, the only time I watched that cutscene was literally, no, we're not doing this again. Don't do that again. I only watched it at the beginning, and because this was the beginning and I didn't know any of the characters, I didn't know the story, my brain didn't pertain any knowledge. Now it is freaking, I don't know, spoilers? I don't even know spoilers of what, but like there's A2 with 9S fighting against something, which made me think that like, wait a second, is A2 2B, which I mean makes sense. I mean they're same model for sure in my head. Is this serving to my loop idea? I don't even know how to put the puzzle pieces together. Oh god, this is not helping. This is not helping. But like Commander attacking someone as a cutscene? Shit is gonna go down. Shit is gonna go down. I thought the shit cannot go any lower. Hello everyone, Alteredmaybe here, and today we're gonna do a mid-game pit stop. The trailer you saw is the Glory to Mankind trailer of NieR Automata. It is actually embedded in the game, so if you hang out in the start screen for a little too long, you will be hit by it. I mean, seeing this trailer initiated something in my brain that I'm not happy about. All the conspiracy theories trying to connect the dots in a way that probably cannot be connected. I'm not saying I have the best of ideas, I'm just saying that I have a lot of ideas that I need to get out of my chest. So, today what we're gonna do here is exactly that. If listening to someone ramble about a game that they didn't finish is not your cup of tea, maybe this video is not for you, because this video is not a review. I didn't finish the game yet, I don't get to review it till I finish it. That being said, let's try to collect all my ideas in an organized fashion so we don't get too much lost in it. So my first idea, the loop theory.
Let me start by saying I am aware that this may not be A2, but yet again, it is pretty hard to differentiate A2 from 2B, considering they are the same model. I mean, the only difference I can see is basically A2 has long hair and 2B has short hair. And I don't even know if 2B has short hair because she prefers it, or it's Yorha dictation, like this is the soldier model that they need to be having. I mean, I doubt it because there are other androids with different hair models, but just from the first glance, A2 make me feel like a 2B who stopped caring. I hope that makes sense. So my first instinct was to imagine A2 as a 2B gone wild. Like after endless cycles of pain and revealing an uncomfortable truth about the command, because remember, command betrayed us, not A2.
Why? Why did you betray us?
Command is the one that betrayed you.
How is that even possible is also a question that requires way more puzzle pieces than I have. Especially because they exist in the same reality, like side by side, literally in the last video. But, yet again, considering there are multiple 2B and 9S bodies, but only one 2B that exists here and now, it is possible we are talking about same body but with different save files. Like, hear me out. A2 being the one with the save file closer to truth, where 2B can easily be wiped by the command, it makes sense that A2 is the wild one. I mean, at times, this really sounds like a conspiracy theory, and at times it sounds like the most logical idea I have ever had. Let me explain. Like, the game itself is constructed as a loop, where we go through the events over and over again, where we, the player, remember everything, as we are not wiped out, but 2B and 9S keep starting over and over again, experiencing everything anew. Also, the so-called transportation technology is basically having multiple bodies, like the one body in the bunker and one body where the vending machine is, so instead of androids flying to the bunker, they literally move their consciousness from the vending machine to the bunker, making the consciousness that's being moved the 2B we know of, so it's not the body is just a tool. So if this consciousness was to be copied instead of moved, we can easily have multiple 2Bs with their current experiences, and if these bodies were to go wild, then we will have 2Bs with different sets of experiences. Would that one make A2? I don't think so. I'm just saying that this is a possibility, but A2 is an entity that came before 2B, so at best what could be is that we had the body of A2, we wiped it as it was a strong android model, so it can be used for humanity, which give birth to 2B itself. Also, if I seem like I'm reading things from somewhere else at times, it's because I am. I wrote down all my weird theories down so I don't forget about them, and so I can keep myself within the script so I don't go too off the rails and this video becomes a 3-hour long discussion with myself. Like, to me, 2B being a wiped out version of A2 actually makes perfect sense. A, because I think clearing someone's memory is an ultimate betrayal, so it will justify the command betraying us. B, I think each android has their own character, and no matter how much you try to wipe it, I don't think the character is gonna go away. And considering the 2B's overall behavior, suppressed emotions, trying to fit in but in a shady way, makes her a very viable candidate for a rebel, so her character kinda makes a fit with A2 in my head. And that is also why I think 2B will be the reason of this cutscene where we see Command attacking someone within the bunker. But I might be stretching too thin, maybe it is too much of a message to get from a very tiny clip from a trailer.
You're number 2.
Like, do you remember Anemone referring to us as number 2? I know I do.
You're number 2.
You know about 2B?
Yes, well, the bunker told me to expect you.
So this number 2 scene makes me think of two separate general issues with the naming. Like, A2 is the only one that does not follow the standard Yorha name template, we have 21O, 60, 2B. It is always number first, letter later. So either she was 2A and they started calling her a 2 after she abandoned YoRHa to kinda underline the fact that she's different, she's a rebel, or she was just number 2. Like the first model of number 2. Maybe at a time where they didn't need the letters because there was, I don't know, model number 1 and model number 2. Which ties to the second issue I have. If A2 and 2B are number 2, who's number 1? Okay, at this point, I'm very well aware that I sound like the meme of conspiracy theory, but I warned you in the beginning. For this thing to work, I need to get everything off my chest, so all the ideas need to be on the table, logical or not. So, going back to the name issue, another issue I have, apart from the number 2 incident, is the letters. Because S in 9S stands for scanner. Great. O in 21O and 60 stands for operator. Also great. But B in 2B does not make any sense to me. Like, we are the combat model, we are the YoRHa soldier, none of these have letter B in them. Maybe battle model, but nobody calls us that, so I cannot see the point of having us name 2B, apart from the fact that B comes after A. Like, we are the sequel of A2.
We're not so different after all.
I mean, how can we even refute this statement? Alteredmaybe was supposed to be brainless machines designed for war, to eliminate human, but they surpass their creators, dedicate their lifetime to understand human experiences, like to figure out what life means and what they have to do with it. Aren't we, to be a 9S, supposed to be brainless androids designed for war as well?
That is why you, the YoRHa forces, exist. To break this stalemate, once and for all. You are our ultimate weapon, and you must put an end to this war.
Aren't we both created as the lesser intelligent fighters to protect our higher authorities? Aliens versus humans. I mean, if you were to give 2B a chance, I cannot say she wouldn't destroy the mankind in an instant. Since the beginning, it is very clear that she is mission-oriented, but has a terrible grudge for humans. Or the god. Heck, the game literally opens with this statement.
Everything that lives is designed to end. We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment? I often think about the god who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
So not only the experience of 2B and 9S is not so different from the human experience, it is also pretty similar to Adam and Eve. Like, 2B is angry to be living throughout this same vicious cycle over and over again, and behind the facade of the perfect emotionless soldier, she clearly cares about 9S right from the beginning, and she was angry at the mankind for bringing this curse upon her. Looking back, it is very heartbreaking to watch episode 2 again, because you can see how heartbroken 2B is when she realizes that the 9S she bonded with no longer exists. 9S is a blank slate because his body died, the memory's gone, and 2B essentially lost a friend.
Thank you for uploading my data to the bunker.
Oh.
I did that? Sorry, I don't remember. There wasn't a whole lot of bandwidth down there, you know? I probably only had enough time to back up your memories. Mine are only intact up to the point just before we rendezvoused.
I see.
So you don't know what you did for
Glory to
me.
mankind.
Glory to mankind.
You don't like mankind much, do you?
It is pretty clever, actually, from the human perspective. Like, I think you can keep all the androids and soldiers in check if you can just wipe their memories occasionally, once you realize that they're gonna go off the grid, maybe. Maybe if aliens were to maintain the machines regularly as well, maybe Adam and Eve wouldn't kill them. Like, remember what Pascal said when we asked him why he's not fighting anymore?
So, Pascal, why did you choose not to fight? We have been alive for hundreds of years. We lost countless friends time and time again. But losing friends isn't what scares me. What scares me is the fact that I've grown used to seeing those I care about die all around me. That's why I decided I had enough.
Like, if the Yorha units can remember all the battles they've been through over and over again, I don't know how long they can continue fighting. Because I don't know the life cycle of these models, but I'm assuming it's longer than a human lifespan, so they should be maintained regularly. I mean, look at the photograph side quest that we did. We had the memory chip broken android, which, was it broken or was it wiped out because she was not functioning well? Because as soon as she remembered what all those memories were about, meaning she was there for the battle, she lost her loved one, she lost her purpose, maybe somebody wiped that part of her so she can continue to be part of the resistance.
These aren't just photos, they're bits of data from my beloved. 8 years ago, we were attacked by machines and fought a pitched battle. My love was killed and many of my memories were lost. This must have been his final message for me. Thank you, you have no idea what this means to me. I know it's not much, but please take this. Everybody's losing their loved one in this game! Honestly, I've been thinking a lot recently about whether it's worth it to continue living. This data is telling me that I need to continue on. And yet, what's the point of a world where my love is gone? What's the point of living? A lot of people seem to be asking me this question lately, huh?
Hell, if a simple android that is not even a Yorha soldier can wipe her boyfriend's memory 6 times already, I'm pretty sure Commander can do it easily and often.
So 2B, those machines out in the desert look just like androids, right?
Right.
But we androids were modeled after our human creators. So why would machines try to look like us?
There's no point trying to work out unsolvable problems.
It always ends like this.
The 2B's words in the Flowers for Machines ending has been stuck with me for a while now. Like, she says it always end like this, and that always stuck with me. Like, I'm aware it can easily mean that every time 2B and 9S bond, something happened, 9S is lost, and she's referring to that because the scene is not the only one that 2B lost the friend she deeply cares about. At the beginning, 9S lost his memory, then there was this. Yes, 9S came back, but him coming back without the memories of 2B means that 2B actually, essentially, lost a friend. So, always in that context makes perfect sense. I know. My question here is, how far does this cycle go? Yes, we as the gamers is introduced to this topic at the beginning of the game first time with the black box incident, but was that the first incident? Like, I highly doubt it at this point, because if 9S is forgetting, there should be times that 2B is forgetting too. Like, maybe 2B remembers some of the cycles and that is why she was trying to act so cold in the beginning, because every time she dares to bond with 9S, she loses her. Or maybe this happened also with the other characters. Like, that would be terrible if you were to bond with people over and over again and then suddenly one day they forget about you. Like, she says things that she believes she should be saying all the time, which makes sense. If I keep losing people around me, physically or mentally, I would like to stop caring about people as well. Like, knowing that I will lose them, I would try to put walls between us, you know, try to look distant, try to act cool, but being who I am, as a caring, gentle, emotional soul, I would give in and call you 9s again. Another reason why she may be suppressing this much emotion, that maybe she knows that emotions for an android is a recipe for a memory wipe.
Emotions are prohibited.
Good?
It's fine. Does that question have anything to do with our operation? Machines don't have feelings. You said that yourself. More meaningless conjecture. Roger that, 9s.
No.
Wait, what did you just say?
Roger that, 9s.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not what you said. You said 9s, or at least something close to.
Cut the chatter and engage the enemy.
Ah.
Like, if you're emotional, if you cannot perform better, for sure Command is going to wipe your memory. And considering how attached 2B to individualism, this is the ultimate threat. So maybe she's just trying to protect herself and Nines. But again, I might be interpreting it more than I should.
Alright, this ends now.
Do I kind of wish Pascal's wishes to come true? Yes, I do. I genuinely wish for an Earth where android and machines live peacefully on this planet, but considering they're learning the lessons from the old world, meaning from humans, I highly doubt that this can be a thing. Because they don't know their purpose, also we don't know our purpose, so we don't know how to live peacefully, because if we live peacefully, what is our purpose? Like, I'm not even mentioning the possibility of machines, androids, and humans living together, because we barely can tolerate each other. So no way in hell that we can tolerate other sentient beings that are not humans. Do I care about the humans on the moon at this stage? No, not really. Me being a human is not enough for me to empathize with this hypothetical humans on the moon. A, because I didn't see them. I don't know what we're talking about. B, I don't like to empathize with these gods perpetuating such violence to these poor sentient beings. There is also an option C, but it is very, very, very conspiracy theory territory. I'm gonna mention it anyway, just so it's here. There is a possibility that humans on the moon does not exist. I mean, anymore. I think humans on the moon may have existed for some time, but we are talking about hundreds and hundreds of years, and I highly doubt that they survived that long. So maybe the command, just like the fact that they hide the aliens are dead from the others, they are hiding that the humans on the moon are dead from us. At this moment, do I believe in it? No, it doesn't really make sense that much. But I'm just acknowledging it as a possibility. Because this game has a tendency to plot twist every corner, so it is on my list. Okay, I think it is a good point to stop this video because I've been talking to myself for an hour now and I don't know how insane I sound yet. I will try to edit it in a way that this video is digestible, but I cannot guarantee it considering that all my illogical ideas also have to be inside of this video so we can make a comparison video when I finished everything and I reach the ultimate truth. That is the main purpose of this video. I want to see the progression of my thoughts as we go. What will we find in the end? I have zero clue, but I know it's gonna be heartbreaking. I don't expect anything less from this game. I think it's gonna be beautiful, but it's gonna be deeply heartbreaking. That being said, I thank you if you watch it until this far. I only have one request from you and it's not subscribe. I hope you're already subscribed if you watch me this far and you're being entertained, but if you finish this game and if you know the ending, please don't spoil it to me. Please don't give any clues in the comments because that will be heartbreaking. I really want to experience the truth in the end real time. Am I ready for the truth? No, probably not, but we are gonna reach to it anyway. So if you want to be on this journey with me, make sure you subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!